Hey crafty friends, Kim from Stamping Imperfection. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Please make sure you subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. So today I'm playing with this basic page layout sketch, and it's my go-to layout sketch. I have a few of them, and of course I'll add photos and embellishments and titles and all the things, but I love this layout and I've been using it a lot lately, and it looks so different every time I use it because I'm using different paper collections and I'm using different photo layouts and all the embellishments and things. So it's actually nice to have a few go-to layouts that you can use to create with. So I'm playing with the Memory Lane collection, loving all of the sentiments. Lots of title opportunity here, and you can see all the beautiful icons that they have that I can actually use to create my own embellishments. So this is the Change of Scenery stamp set. I'm thinking I could use that. This is the Autumn Air stamp set from last year. This is the new Cozy Up Card Making Workshop stamp set, and I'm definitely going to use that today because I love the thin cuts in that set. So here are the papers that I'm going to use, and I love this stripe, but the back is gorgeous. It's got this watercolor effect on the back. I really like it. I have a couple of scraps from the first layout I made, and I'm loving that hit of dark sapphire blue in the kit. I'm not a huge pastel person, but if I can mix it with some darker pops of color, I generally like that. I like to put some bold, dark, deep colors with lighter colors like this. So I've got a few scraps I definitely want to use up, and one of them is this yellow. I love this paper. It's got a soft buttery yellow on both sides, and one side is covered with little tiny daisies. The other one has a pretty subtle random pattern. Here you can see I'm cutting the branding strips off these papers, and then I'm going to trim them down. So I decided that I'm going to make this particular page have a 3 by 12 inch strip of these stripes, and I've got plenty to make a coordinating page if I want to do a double page layout, which of course I will, but that will be in a separate video. I cut two of the sapphire blue strips here, and I pulled out a fresh sheet of paper from the kit, and I cut these 1/2 by 12 inches long. I really just want a hint of those peeking, but I find it's easier to work with a 1/2 inch than it is like an 1/8 or a 1/4 of an inch. I also want a little bit of that sage green there. Just because I love that color. Greens and purples are my favorite colors, so always have lots of those if they're in the paper pack. I cut that to 1.5 inches by 12, so now I'm just playing with them and making sure I like this. And you can see I just built this on a white base. So sometimes when I do these, I don't put a base page under them because I don't want to make my album super bulky, but I do want them to be sturdy. So sometimes I just glue the strips of papers together and make sure they're overlapping so that the base page ends up pretty sturdy. But I splurged and bought myself a giant bulk pack of this white daisy 12 by 12 inch cardstock from Close to My Heart when they had their cardstock sale in April, and I'm so happy I did this. So I'm just attaching everything with my trusty tape runner. I do love the Easy Runner Grand. I've had it for a long time, at least 3 or 4 years now, and it is definitely my go-to tool. It reads easily, and one refill lasts for months, so that's pretty nice. And I scrapbook and make cards every single day, so it really does last a long time. And as I'm playing with this, I realize I love this stripe. It's a little bolder, and I like a little bit of a bolder detail showing when I'm just using a hint of pattern paper. I either want it to be super subtle like the yellow one that's here, or I want it to be a little bit bolder and just be like an accent strip. So I'm pulling out this lovely, I believe this is sage green, that came in the kit. This is a little bit of a leftover piece, and I cut it down to, I want to say 3 inches for that one also. And I'm trimming a little bit off the end because I want to anchor my photo and my embellishments. So I'm using this strip of paper, and I'm just going to cut a dovetail or fishtail, whatever you like to call it. I just snip down the center of one end, maybe about 3/4 of an inch, and then I just cut from the corner of the paper to the top of my snip. Here's the photo that I'm using. I'm participating in a challenge, the Challenge Yourself scrapbook layout challenge, and I have to be in the picture, so there I am in blue next to my daughter, who is the bride. She looks so beautiful, and my husband is there, and it was just such a happy, beautiful day. I was glad somebody snapped this photo of the 3 of us, and then they shared it with me so I could use it to do a layout, because she's on her honeymoon. I'm already doing the scrapbook. So I'm so on top of this. I did want this paper to pop a little, and you'll notice that I used that blender foam to add a little sapphire blended ink around the edges of that green piece that's going to go across the page. And I probably could have done all my pages. I just like that it's popping a little bit more against the yellow. Like I said, I find that light colors blend in. Now this piece is not on my sketch. I'm adding it for interest, and I like to have something to anchor my photos and my embellishments. So this is what I'm using to anchor my photo, so it doesn't look like it's just floating on the page. Sometimes I don't bother with this detail, but I really like it here. I had seen something on the Close to My Heart blog, I think it was, or maybe it was one of their YouTube videos where somebody had used part of the collection and they put a detail like that in, and it's one of those details that I think makes a page look so much more finished off, so I wanted to include it. So this is the branding strip. I'm using my very old scallop punch here. This thing almost never leaves my crafting table. I use it so much when I'm scrapbooking. I love a scallop detail, and having a punch that scallops is so useful. I have a die that scallops. It's just so much easier to use that punch, and I don't have to drag out my die cutting machine. And since I used only the branding strip, this came out very tiny. So ordinarily I would cut a 1x12 inch strip to scallop if I'm going to do something like that, or put any kind of edge border, but all I had was the branding strip, and I really liked this paper. Again, it's the bolder, darker color, so I want to have this on there, and I'm just going to edge my my photo with it. I'll tuck it under a tiny bit, but mostly I'm just going to butt it up against the side, and I'll tuck it under there. You can see I pull out that handy tool. I don't know what that tool's called. I just know that I've had some version of that in my craft tool bin for a while. So I pulled a bunch of the stickers off the sticker sheet that came with this collection, and I've put them on wax paper. I'm going to go ahead and trim around all of those. And I also want to make some of my own embellishments, because I showed you 4 different stamp sets that I thought worked well here. I pulled a piece of white cardstock scrap out of my stash, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp the tree and the flower clusters from the Memory Lane set here, and I'm going to stamp the love and this moment stamp in sapphire blue. Everything else will be stamped in black, and in general I use either archival black or intense black. I don't know why I grabbed the archival. I tend to grab the intense black. Intense black is made specifically for using your alcohol markers or watercolors. The archival black is great with the markers, but it does need more time to dry than the intense black. So I will stamp everything that I want to color on this sheet. And you can see I'm using the back of my Versamat here. I love having that foam. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp all my stuff, and then I let it dry for about an hour. I went and had lunch, took a little walk. When I came back, everything was dry. You can also see that I stamped 2 of those leaf clusters from the Cozy Up card making set. I love this set. I specifically love that that circular die thin cut that came with the kit. So I'm pulling out some of my tri-blend markers, and you can see I keep them in a little case there with a set of colored pencils. That will be a story for another video, but I pulled out a few colors, like there's a vintage pink here. I tried to pick the colors that worked with the wildflowers that my daughter had decorating the wedding and the reception. So I'm just playing with those, and I'm making sure I get some dark bits in amongst the light bits, because I feel like it doesn't matter how much color you add as much as it matters that you have some difference in color. So there's some variation in color, so you have some dark spots and light spots. I like the way that looks, and that's all I'm doing here. I'm not being super fussy. I pulled out the vintage blue. I have the dull green and the, I forget what the yellowy green is called. I also have the gold blend, which is the only yellow tri-blend marker that I have. And I pulled out the red-brown blend also because I definitely want to make these leaves look like fall leaves for no other reason than that's my favorite color scheme for leaves. Instead of doing all of them green, I'm just going to do them a variety of colors. So I'm going to go ahead and color in all of my stuff here, and not being very picky about it, because I'm going to then, when I get all these colored, I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut them out and die cut a few things using that die that I love so much from this set. And I'm going to use some more sapphire blue to get some of that deep blue in my layout. So once I got that done, I pulled my layout back in and I just started placing things. And you can see the die cuts that I created. One of the beautiful things about that die cut is you end up with a big lumpy looking circle bit that's also left over. I'm definitely going to be using those. So I am going to add a little bit of the blue to the edges of some of these pieces that the sticker page pieces, and just to allow them to pop a little bit off that paper. I'm going to add foam foam squares to my the backs of these, and I like to have a little dimension on my page, but not too much. These particular foams that I have are the new ones I just got, and I didn't realize there were different thicknesses of these foams, so I accidentally got foams that were very thin. Like, what's the point of having foam if it's super thin? So I'm decided I have to place another order for foam squares and get some thicker ones, because I like a little bit more pop. And a lot of times when I add foam, like on this tree, I only added foam behind the top part of the tree. I like the way that it like the embellishments lay on my page. Here you can see the die cut. I did not have anything like this in my stash, so as soon as I saw that card making kit, I had to have it because I wanted the Stampin' Thin Cuts, and the only way to get the card making Stampin' Thin Cuts is to buy the card making workshop kit. And I did that. I like the card making kits. I don't use them to make cards. I use the patterned papers and the cardstock in them to make scrapbook layouts, and I use the stamp set and the thin cuts to make my own embellishments. So here you can see I'm giving myself 3 different spots where I'm putting embellishments, and I'm using that Living in the Moment sticker as my title here, and I'm just building clusters. I'm building 3 clusters, and they form a big triangle around my focal point. It would probably be better if a better focal triangle if maybe I had put that title and the cluster I used around the title closer to my photo, but I really wanted it on that stripe bit. I thought that it looked nice there. So you can see I'm just layering things, and I have like 3 or 4 things in each cluster. I make sure each cluster has one of the word sentiment strips, at least one, and I make sure each cluster has some blue, some of that sapphire blue, and each one has a cluster of either the florals or the leaves. And I'm just adding some gems at this point. I added a few little hearts, which you can barely see because I stamped them in ballerina ink, but I like to stamp a little detail, and I love when stamp sets include those little tiny hearts or those little tiny stamps that I use for fillers or for just random things around my page. Just like you can barely see it, but someone in person can really see that. And that's going to complete my page. I love this page. Having a base page go-to layout that I love makes it so quick to create these things, because I could spend most of my time just working on the embellishments, because I did make most of the embellishments for this page. So I'll have all the links for this below, and I'll have another video in a couple of days because I decided that I love this layout so much I want to make it a double page layout, and you'll see how I change the sketch up a little bit and how I can add more photos to it as well, and it'll look slightly different, not too different really, but it will be a beautiful coordinating page for this. So thank you so much for watching, friends. Make sure you give this a thumb up, share it with your friends, click that bell to get notifications every time I upload a new video, and I hope you have a very creative and lovely day. Thanks for watching.